This will be the most bizarre story you hear all day.
Promise?
Promise. It almost sounds like it can't be real, but this is a real story. Are you ready for this?
Is it about the camel?
No.
No. What's your camel story?
No.
What?
Wait.
You just got stories in the stash?
What is your camel story? And I want you to tell it first because there's no way it's going to beat this story.
The woman whose dog ran away and it went into a petting zoo, so she hopped a fence and went into the petting zoo, and a camel sat on her and was crushing her, so in order to get away, she bit his testicles.
That's pretty good.
That's hard to beat.
No, that's pretty good.
That's
By
tough.
the way,
I wasn't expecting it to be that strong.
she's from Florida.
Of course. That was good. This one beats it, I think.
Yeah?
But that one's strong.
Beats biting a camel's testicles?
I know it's hard to believe.
That's hard,
Well,
man.
because I don't think they're going to make a movie about the lady that bit the testicles. You know, I don't know if anybody's ever going to tell her story adequately enough. But what you're about to talk about already is a horror film, I think.
Listen to this. True story. Okay, so there's a woman in Lafayette, Indiana. Her name is Christine Bennett. And back in May of 2010, these dates are important. Back in May of 2010, she and her husband agreed to an emergency adoption of a 6-year-old from the Ukraine named Natalia. Very nice thing to do. Emergency, right? Well, in 2013, Christine and Michael, they moved to Canada and they leave Natalia behind. So if you're doing the math here, 6 plus 3 is... 9, right? You can't do that.
I didn't respond.
You can't do that. You can't leave a 9-year-old behind. You can't. All right? So the authorities just tracked him down last week, and they arrested him for neglect of a dependent.
Well, yeah. Did they leave her with anybody, or did
No.
they just leave her?
They
Hold
left her
on.
on her own.
Stick around and enjoy the ride. Are you ready?
I'm buckled in.
Here we go.
These
Edge of my seat.
Ukrainians, man.
But they say it wasn't what it appeared to be.
Nope.
They didn't abandon their 9-year-old. They say they figured out their daughter was actually a 22-year-old dwarf who was posing as a child.
What?
What? Yep. Oh, it's going to get weirder. Okay, it gets strange. They also say that this 22-year-old was a sociopath who tried to poison Christine and push her into an electric fence and once attacked a baby.
Yep.
Nah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
She was hiding knives in our couches. She was talking about she was going to kill family members. She poisoned people. She put chemicals in the coffee. We were told in the medical paperwork that we had that she was 6 years old. She would stand over people in their sleep. She'd be standing in the middle of the room and she would say, "I'm waiting for the right time."
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She saw her. She was like, "Oh, it's so sweet. You're making my coffee for me. What are you putting in there?" She's like, "I'm poisoning you."
She's 22.
That's crazy.
So the Bennetts say they're not even sure why they arrested. They went to court. They argued to legally change the girl's age a few years ago. Witnesses testified that their daughter was really a 22-year-old dwarf. Natalia was in a psychiatric treatment facility, but a few years back, she left, and now nobody knows where she is.
She went off the grid, and they think that she's been adopted by another couple, and she's posing again as a child.
Oh, this is
Crazy.
fascinating.
Yeah, no, that definitely trumps the camel
Yeah,
testimony.
that's
Yeah.
great. You said it's a movie about it?
There's a scary movie that I don't want to ruin the ending, but it's like the same plot.
Here is
basically.
Savannah, I think, calling in about the same thing. Hey, Savannah, good morning.
Good morning. Well, Davy, I'm going to ruin it. Yes, it is a movie.
Yep.
It's called The Orphan. And she gets obsessed with the husband, kills him, and yeah, it's exactly the same thing. I think this is all a hoax, for sure.
So you think that this current story is a hoax based on that movie?
110%.
So you think the daughter's real?
is
She's not a
worse.
dwarf, and the parents are trying to get out of being charged.
Yes, this is exactly how this movie is.
Damn.
It scared the crap out of me, but this is exactly what happened in the movie.
That would be another.
Yeah. So in Orphan, they thought they adopted like a 9-year-old, and she was actually a 33-year-old with a growth deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Like she didn't grow like normal adults, and like started killing off members of the family and stuff. So then I read this article, and I was like, it's real life. Like they've done all this stuff. They were dressing her in butterflies and cute pinksy stuff, and the mom, Christine, owns a daycare, so she was constantly taking care of like 5 and 6 year olds. That's what she did for a living. So she knows 5, 6, 7 to 10-year-old kids, and her new daughter, who's 6, in
Right.
quotes, was going, "These kids are exhausting. I don't know how you keep up with them," and just saying stuff like that. And then she would only hang out with like older teenagers and 20-somethings. She got along. She could vocabulary wise like keep up with these older people. And her mom was like, all these red flags going off, and then it's like, wait, this dwarf is like 23 years old.
But nobody's reporting this story as a hoax, though. They're saying, yeah, there's a movie a lot like it, but it's a real story.
No, it's real. I mean, the hoax is that the Ukraine was like, emergency adoption, adopt this child, and she's not a child. She's 22 years old. She can vote.
That is fascinating,
Her
man.
little tiny legs can take
Oh
her
my
to the
God.
polls.
Damn, scary as hell.
Yes.
The Bert Show.